Jackie, if you want to go ahead and start the introductions.
Yes, I'm Jackie Proctor. I am with South Raleigh Construction Department, Dominion Energy.
Miss Ann?
Ann Rushing, North Carolina 811, the Education Manager.
Luke?
Yep, Louis Panzer, Executive Director, NC 811.
We have David next to you.
David Hill, NCDOT.
And Desmond.
Desmond Whitfield, City of Raleigh.
All right, so Parish Reddick with North Carolina 811.
Brandon Daughtry, Raleigh Water Locate Program. Curtis Rice, Dominion Energy.
Terry Clay, Dominion Energy. Tiffany Eli, Dominion Energy.
Scotty Jordan, Dominion Energy. Trevor Green, Dominion Energy.
Sandra Johnson, Dominion Energy.
Ken Griffin, Dominion Energy. Court Bennett, ITS.
Carlos Linares with Eastern NCO de Ground.
Robert with USIC.
Tony Mitchell with USIC.
Dave Holder, City Road Transportation.
And then we have a new entry. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and go through my presentation. That will give you time, if you haven't done so already, to reach out to your folks. Any issues you're having out in the field with locates, any damages to your facilities or utilities, and then you can heap on some praise for folks too. It doesn't have to be an all bad meeting that, hey, I've worked very well with Dominion or whoever it may be. You can do that too. Right, Trevor?
Yes, sir.
All right, so getting that presentation. Welcome to the Wake UCC for February 2024. Is it this me or is this year flying by? Man, I'll tell
Absolutely.
you what. Blink my eyes and it's going to be December. As a reminder, you can go to the ncucc.org webpage, and then that is where you can not only view this beautiful presentation, but if you click on the county and you scroll toward the bottom, before you get to the previous meetings that we've had that's been recorded, there's a little section there, constant contact. If you are not receiving a constant contact invite, or you would like somebody else to receive one, you can go to that, specifically that county, and then populate that information in there. And then next time we send the constant contact invite out, they will be included in that. Right now, that's the only way that we are populating that. But we're going to give you control, so you can do it at your leisure, or you can add anybody that you would like to attend. You don't have to wait on Parish anymore. Our 2024 banner. So this one is geared toward, since I had to restart my presentation, I lost my pointer. This one is more toward construction, but you can use it for whichever you like. This one's geared more toward the homeowner. So we have 120 banners in all, and it's going to be first come, first serve. So if you want one, let me know. I'm not trying to give out 10 or 15, just if you request one or two. And I'm not sure, Andy, you know if Mark is doing his own thing individually from us?
He currently at this time is not.
Okay, so if you would like one, if your old banner is really unusable, unserviceable anymore, just let us know, and you'll have to come back to the UCC to pick it up, because that's what we're going to be driving around. If you said you want one, we'll load up in our car, and then we'll drive around to the UCCs to make the deliveries. All right. Tailgate wrap. We have 26 wraps that will be available through our grant program. Has anybody here received a wrap in the past besides you? I mean, you look like you work for 811, but I mean, this is good, right? You're spreading the safe digging message out there. So you're what's called a force multiplier. This tailgate wrap also is a force multiplier. Not only are you doing the locates and out there keeping folks safe, but now you're spreading the safe digging message by rolling around with it on the back of your tailgate. Nobody here has one? Well, we got 26 of them, so it's first. Yeah, you got one? Oh, you have a question? Wait. You requested one? Yeah. Okay, cool. What area are you going to put it in, Robert? You know? Eastern half? Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Robert,
Thank you very much.
Robert, I did receive your email today, so we do have you on that list for USIC.
You're one of the 26. You could be a winner.
Woohoo.
All right. But again, if you would like one, reach out to us, reach out to the liaison in the area, and you get to pick the person that you would like to put that graphic on. We'll send you the artwork, or we'll send the individual who's putting it on for you, and we'll pay up to $225 with the liaison's credit card to have that put on there. I plead the fifth. Hey, we've got our Dare to Dig contest coming up. You know, April is Safe Digging Month. Everybody knew that, right? If you didn't know that, raise your hand. Good. Hey, welcome, Justice. You doing okay today? You doing okay? Good. So our contest this year is Dare to Dig. We're going to give away $300. Has anybody done this in the past? Hey, y'all don't need $300? Everybody's my friend here because you guys are rich, right? You don't need this extra $300. If you do need $300, you would like to have some extra spending cash, all you got to do is go to this URL, nc811.org/dare to dig. Watch the videos, answer the questions. If you get them all right, your name goes into a pot. April 30th, end of April. Steve will go in there, draw a name out of the pot, and then you'll be ready. We'll let you know that you want it. We'll bring you the big check. We'll take some photos and then some small check that you actually get to go cash at your bank. And then if you do win, I'll let the bar $300, please. Coming up this weekend, March the 1st through the 3rd, we're going to be at the Dixie Deer Classic. Anybody planning on attending that besides Parrish? You going to stop by and see us?
I sure am.
Okay. So if you stop by and see us, we're going to have 2 stands up there with some signage in it. One's going to be a QR code. Bring your phone and you can register to win the Yeti, the portable Blackstone griddle, and some Amazon gift cards. And that's going to be given away at the end of the event. I'm going to say Monday. Am I correct in that statement, Ann?
Either Monday or Tuesday, just as
So
soon
it'll be
as we
first
get
next
back and
Yeah.
get through that list.
Again,
And of course, this is Dominion supporting us.
and yep, and Ann won't let me register for this thing either, so I'm not sure what's going on, but anyhow. Yeah. You know, folks, if you run the contest, you can't enter it because if you do win, even though it's on the up and up, if it doesn't look right, most of the time it's probably not right. Anyhow, that's going to be March 1st to the 3rd at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds. So we're going to have our Safe Digging Express out there. We're going to have our peanuts. Here's a bucket that Ann's husband David made for us. There's a bunch of peanuts. I think there's at least 10 boxes. Isn't that right, Ann? I've loaded them up and unloaded them. Now I got to load them up again tomorrow to take
250 pounds.
250 pounds. So, yeah, sometimes we eat a couple pounds. I'm probably not sure who's doing that. They're good, though. All right, some important dates at State UCC, which Sandra mentioned earlier, is going to provide lunch for. So if you would like the free lunch that we didn't get today, you got to come March the 12th at 10 a.m. at this same location. Again, it's going to be a hybrid meeting, just like we're conducting here. So if you can't be here physically, you can always attend online. And again, we do like the chairs and the co-chairs to try to attend that physically, if not virtually. The North Carolina Locate Resolution Partnership Committee, March the 20th at 11. That will be held at the NC 811 Event Center. Again, is going to be a hybrid, and to access that link, you go to the ncucc.org website. Has anybody been on that URL here this past week? NCUCC? Nobody? Man, I got to go to that thing. There's a lot of good stuff on there. All right, the board meeting for NC 811 is going to be April the 19th, 8 a.m. Chochola Resort, Blowing Rock. If you would like more information, Stephanie Brown, Stephanie at NC 811 is who you need to reach out to. The North Carolina Underground Damage Prevention Review Board is going to meet again April 23rd, 10 a.m. and such. Since the NC 811 Event Center is such a nice facility, they want to use it again for that event. As a reminder, if you are a member of 811 and you need a facility to hold a training event or meetings or whatever, you can always reach out. If you're in the Greensboro area, you can reach out to NC 811, and if nobody else is using it, more than welcome to jump on there and request that facility. We only ask that you not raise any funds off of it, right? Hey, we're having raffles or whatever, since it is an 811 facility. And speaking of the Underground Damage Prevention Review Board, I'm going to let the subject matter expert do this slide for me.
Sure. Thank you so much, Parrish. Just wanted to provide you all an overview from our January meeting. We did hear 56 cases. Of those 55, we did serve action upon. And then I think it was the very last case we tabled to the April meeting. Of those 56, 8 of those were dismissed for lack of evidence. So there was nothing to prove that there was a violation. And of those 56, 18 were issued Pipes Plus training. And then the total amount of fines that were issued were $73,500. So of those cases right now, I think we've got probably about 20 something cases that have come in for the next updated meeting, but you know, that is that could change. And just wanted to remind folks, you know, the ultimate goal is, and I'll put my 811 hat back on, is that we want to communicate. If we cannot help you all, you know, handle your issue, then certainly that's what this Underground Review Board's there for. And we would love to be able to network with you to get your issues alleviated, or at least communicate. I know last month we did have a gentleman, I think, came to the Wake UCC that had been one of the complaints applied to the review board, and he did remove that case upon coming to your Wake UCC last month. So we appreciate that. We look forward to helping you in any way possible, and certainly that review board's there to handle any enforcement issue. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Ann. All right, coming up, the 41st annual joint North Carolina, South Carolina UCC, or the Coordinating Committee Conference is coming up. If you go to our UCC website, you can find a place where it'll take you to the registration page for South Carolina. So is everybody who's going to attend already done that? Yep. Okay. As a side note here, the guest spouse is not $15. Since inflation has went up, it's now $150. I'm just kidding. So it was originally $150, and we failed to put a zero on there. And again, I apologize for spreading those false rumors, but it is $150 if you would like to pay for a spouse or a guest. As always, if you want to know what's going on within the NC 811 world, the NC 811 calendar, the app, or the NC UCC calendar events is the way to find that. And happy belated Valentine's Day to everybody. Hope you had a good one. I'm sorry? Oh, Sandra turns 19 this week on the 29th. She's a leap year baby. So happy almost birthday. Tip of the month, a ticket does not equal a valid, or ticket number does not equal a valid ticket. So when a notice is requested for the purpose of excavation or demolition, make sure that the information being provided by the excavator is correct. Don't give us a number or a name to somebody in the office who doesn't know what's going on. They're just continuously updating that ticket every 12th day. And nothing changes on the ticket for 2 or 3 years. Obviously, you're probably, hopefully not working in the same area for 3 years, or you're not making any money to stay in business. As a reminder, incorrect information can lead to delays for the dig crews, damages at the excavation site, member operators not being notified. So I give the analogy, if I'm calling one in and I say, yep, I white lined out in the front yard and that's where I'm going to be digging, and somebody rolls up and I'm digging 25 feet outside of that requested area, then I just invalidated my ticket, right? Especially if I strike a utility because I'm outside of my stated work area. So just take that in mind when you're calling in tickets. And please don't call in more than you need to have located. If I know I'm gonna be on the right front side of the house, don't call in the entire property. Just call in, try to be as specific as you can. It helps the locators go into an accurate, timely locate and then go out and do another one because they are inundated. As we're getting ready to see with the numbers here. So this is going to be January of 23 versus 24, and you can see 226,000 increase is basically an 8.5% increase over 2023. So we expect these numbers to keep climbing, especially with the fiber overbuild going on across the state of North Carolina. Transmissions 1.2 million is about a 9%, just shy of a 9% increase. In Wake, you can see the 3 hour did increase 9.3. The new ticket is shy of 1%. So in Wake itself, the last numbers we were looking at, of course, were across the state of North Carolina, but there is a 9% increase, or 0.9% increase in Wake. And then the ticket update 9.3, 9,056 in January alone. Average locates per day last month, 1,503. So that's a lot of tickets, folks. And since it is February, the year to date is always going to reflect or mirror what January's is only looking at 1 month. So we don't show that slide this month. Out of the 28,565 that were requested, again, that's just not new locations, that's retransmits, that's ticket updates, that's canceled, that's across the board. You can see Apex, Cary, Garner, Holly Springs, Raleigh, Wake Forest, and Wendell. These are your top ones. And your top callers. ITS being represented in the room. I don't think we have anybody else who are one of the top callers here today. Am I correct in saying that? Thank you, ITS, for being here today. Do you have any questions or comments about the top 10 callers? So let's take a look at the DIRTs, and you can see Wake had 141 that were reported last month. I'm sorry?
Where's Mecklenburg?
So Mecklenburg was, you're always stirring the pot, Court, 131.
Oh, you beat them this month.
We don't want to, we want to beat them in number of bodies sitting in chairs at the meeting, not in damages. We're going the wrong way.
We want to do both. There's a friendly competition, always bring it up tomorrow. They have their meeting. They had like 151, we had 111 last month.
Yeah.
So I'm always letting them know how much better we are today.
So the grand total across the state of North Carolina was 942. All right.
We'll make sure to let Roger Richards know that, by the way.
Oh, don't do that, because he will, man. No, don't do that, Lewis, please. He loves rubbing our nose that he had more bodies in the chairs than we do. 942, again, is an increase. The damages are trending in the wrong direction. January of 23, we only had 746 in the month. Again, there is a lot of fiber overbuild going on across the state of North Carolina. And that is contributing to some of it, but not all of it. Then the heat map, you can see Wake is in the green. So this is damages per 1,000 transmissions. And you guys are doing fairly well. Yep. So if we look at our, and let me stop sharing that one. Let me pull this one up. And then see if I can share this one. Can y'all see that online?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So if we're looking just in Wake out of the 141, you can see that electric, that was the work being performed. They had 25 utility strikes, and the most common was telecommunications. Looking at natural gas, if the natural gas was being installed, they had 19 utility strikes. And again, the most common, telecommunications. So starting to see a pattern here with telecommunications being the object of these utility strikes. Sewer being installed, they had 11 utility strikes. And you can see electric, telecom again with 5. They didn't know the unknown other type stuff. Excuse me. You got the storm drains being, they had the storm drain folks hit 3 utilities, telecoms. So they were installing telecommunications. They had 41 strikes. And the breakdown of the strikes, again, the most strikes on a utility was, again, telecommunications they had. So folks who were installing telecommunications hit telecommunications 25 times. Just something that we find interesting. Yeah, Court?
Well, the interesting part about it is the construction practices is the reason they get cut so often.
What, so can you expound on that a little bit?
Okay, sometimes their wires are laying underneath the sod.
Yep.
And when you take a shovel to block the sod out, you cut the wire, taking the sod up to dig a hole to spot the utility. And the shallow depth in which they stall is what leads to most of them.
Line strikes?
You can't even scratch the grass off around it.
Yep. Okay. So even though it's located, just trying to dig it up, you're damaging the facility as well.
I would love for a communication company to show me how to spot their utilities without damaging them with a shovel. You can't even block the grass out.
Yep.
Not damage, I mean, a drop or a fiber drop, just cut with a shovel, just like that.
Water in Wake County, so that was utility being installed, and they had 10 line strikes. Again, 8 of them following the course, telecommunications. But they did hit 1 electric line and a natural gas line. All right, does anybody want to go more in depth in what we're looking at here, or we all know what's being torn up? All right, well, with that being said, I'm going to stop sharing that. And then we're going to open up, we're going to start with the folks who are online first. Any projects you have going on out there in the field, or any issues with locates, or hey, you want to do some thank yous out there for the folks that you're working with. Jackie, since you're first, we'll go ahead and start with you.
I don't have anything. Nobody's mentioned anything to me, so I'm good.
Okay, thank you. And I know you don't have any projects, but was there anything you'd like to add to the meeting?
I know next month we're going to have a slide, and you were referring to the Ucc. We now have a new Facebook page for our UCC, so I would encourage you all.
Get out of town.
Yes, I would encourage you all to go out to the Facebook and like NCUCC. One of the things that we've been trying to do is figure out ways to share the message with you all. Constant Contact has been one of the platforms that we've used for years, but as it's getting harder and harder to keep from spamming folks or what people think is spamming, we're trying to find other avenues to educate you all. And so we have created a Facebook page. We'll add the UCCs a day ahead to let you all know. But once again, encourage you to go out to our calendars as well to find that information. We do have April Safe Digging Month, as Parrish said, coming up. We've got a lot of events coming up throughout the month of April. If you know of anyone that may work at a radio station, TV station, feel free to connect us with them. We'd love to, if it's a TV, we'd love to bring out our trailer, maybe do some sort of on-site interview. I know Lewis is going to have a couple interviews next week, I think it is, coming up, so he can share that with you, but it's going to be a busy month. So let us know how we can help you moving forward. Thank you.
Oh, and Ann did type in the alibi here. If you can see, the North Carolina Locate Resolution Partnership Committee has moved to March 27th. So if you wrote that date down that you want to attend, make sure you do March the 27th. It was moved due to the Southern Gas Association meetings. Thank you for that, Ann. Lewis.
Good morning. Yeah, there's 302 days till Christmas. Just letting everybody know, for those of you that are keeping track. The year is flying by, but a couple of things I want to mention. One is that Monday I'm going to be meeting with Senator Lazara in Raleigh to cement his commitment to sponsoring a bill, legislation. And what we're going to be looking to do is pull together stakeholders, a representative from each stakeholder to be at the table as we look at the law and try to decide what things need to be adjusted, clarified. You know, this update situation is really getting out of hand. And as we're looking at the growth that's happening in terms of excavation activity, and you see damages rising along, we've got to find ways to stem the tide on this. You know, I know when we do look at those numbers, and I'm just going to let Parrish know and let Ann remind her I texted her, but you can sort those numbers by high to low on those on the excavation work that's taking place that's creating a damage, and or the you know, the type of facility being damaged. But it shows up the same all the time, folks. I mean, this is not anything new. We're not revealing any big surprises at this moment in terms of what's trending. You know, it's unfortunate, to Court's point, some of these things are very shallow. They may be just laying there into the sod, as he mentioned. There's a lot of challenges with just the density of what's in the ground today and what's coming behind it. So just be aware of all that. But as I said, that I'm meeting with him, that's going to set the pace and the tone for when these meetings are going to happen. I'm guessing that he's going to want to move relatively quickly to get everybody together and start this process, because this is a 100% consensus driven process when it comes to creating legislation. So the only way we make this work is that everybody is satisfied, or at least everybody's dissatisfied enough that they're clear that these things need to be done with the law. And we'll be introducing that actual language into the 2025 legislative session. A couple of other things to note. There is an excavation safety conference that's taking place in March in a couple of weeks. That's going to be over in Louisiana, New Orleans. And then, of course, the CGA's conference is in April behind that. So if you get an opportunity, if you're not registered or you'd like to learn more about it, you can certainly go to those. Just Google Global Excavation Safety Conference or Common Ground Alliance, and you'll find the conferences there. Great opportunities. We will be presenting some of North Carolina's activities at those conferences. Again, as Parrish mentioned, we like to showcase the positive. Everything doesn't have to be a negative approach as far as what somebody's done to you. The concept is we're all in this together. Basically, it's a shared responsibility, and every one of us contributes something. The first time I see somebody pointing fingers at somebody else, my first question is your house immaculate? Is everything that you're doing matched up to best practices? Are you not inflicting damages? Are you not creating waste or noise in the system with your tickets? You know, are you 100% able to do that? If you're not, then look at yourself as well as looking across the table to see what you can do to help bring those numbers down, those damages and that noise. But again, we've got some positive stories from North Carolina to share. And that's one of the things that we're going to try to do on the national stage as well as locally. So I just wanted to mention all that to you. And again, get your shopping on, because you know the days are running quickly towards Christmas.
Good stuff. Thank you, David. Lewis. Mr. David Hill.
Nothing from our end. I'm just kind of here as a liaison to pass along any information that, or problems that you may have that we can help out with at the DOT.
Okay, thank you. Desmond,
Nothing at this time. Thank you.
and last but not least, Todd. Welcome, Todd.
Welcome. Thanks. I just want to reiterate for the locate people to, if they're having issues with the DOT contractors, I'm with NCDOT, by the way. If they're having issues with the contractors and the amount of tickets that they're requesting, please reach out to the department, reach out to the local rep from the utilities unit to help them try to reduce the amount of callbacks and the amount of tickets that they're requesting and to keep repeating after and after. So just use open communication and everybody just talk. That's about it. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for that, Todd. So if you would, take a second to go ahead and sign in at the very top of the page. It's chat section, chat bubble. If you'll left click on that, that'll open up a pane to the right. The bottom right, you just type in your information. Jackie's already done that and Ann as well. So thank you for doing that. Just the name, your name, the company you represent, and how you'd like to be contacted in the future. And I will print that off and attach it to this sign-in roster here. All right, moving to my right. Any issues, projects got going on, damages, the facilities?
No, sir, nothing.
Nothing? Mr. Trevor, I know you got something.
Not much.
Make it plain, preacher.
Had a successful training session. Eastern NC Underground joined us earlier this month. They requested the training. They came out to our fire pit, and it was a real successful day. I think that's a great example of excavators that are taking damage prevention seriously.
Being proactive.
Yeah, and so we're continuing to do our best to get folks in there for that training.
Very good. Thank you. Mr. Justice,
Not a thing.
you happy with the world?
Absolutely.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Good to hear.
Every day's a great day.
It's good to see you. All right.
Nothing to add. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Dominion. Thanks for showing up. We're in your facility.
I'd just like to say that in the March 12th meeting with Ucc, it's not required that you RSVP, but it would help me get a how many people will attend.
Get a firm number. Yep.
I don't want you to not come if you haven't RSVP, because you're certainly welcome. But I'm ordering lunch from Angie's Restaurant, and I'd like to have enough food for everybody. I'm sure we'll have enough food.
But you don't want to over order because in the past, I mean, we just had too much food, right?
Anyway, this year.
Okay. Thank you, Shane. The RSVP, yeah. And you can't say he didn't because I'm recording this, so yeah, he's there.
I don't have ITS, I don't have anything, but I did get contractors. Trying to encourage more contractors. He's the only one here.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you for being here, Carlos.
the floor's all yours now.
Hey, thanks everyone. You know, it's a great opportunity to be here for second time, and we're just trying to keep doing better and better. To try to minimize damages. I know it's a hard thing to do, but I believe we're on the right path, and we're going to continue doing that. We're working on different projects right now. We work with Prosegra, ITS, and Google. So we everywhere. So we share the opportunity, like I said, being here. Thank you, Trevor, for that demonstration. It was amazing. My guys were shocked. They'd never seen it, and you know, sometimes we need to get shocked too, surprised to understand that that's what can happen. So I appreciate it.
That is one of the best trainings for contractors to see what's possible. I mean, it is absolutely a mind-provoking opportunity to see what 1600 degrees feels like in just a few seconds. And you know, they went through that course. Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you.
You know that I was, me and one other lady was the first ladies that ever went through that training.
No kidding.
in Durham.
Look at
We
that.
had a Durham office
Oh,
and we were training. We didn't have to participate if we didn't want to. I was there. I'm sure they didn't turn that fire up like on your train. But it was great. I didn't get it.
it's memorable.
All right, thank you. Robert?
I don't have anything. I'm just kidding. You know, I want to step back a little bit, provide some perspective. You know, it's when I'm in the field, when we're trying to meet that regulatory 72 hours, and you know, we got a lot of good partnership going on out there. Hyper, ITX, John Chambers out of Baltimore. So we have a Google, AT&T, really good partnerships. So we'll make that clear. You know, we do have some challenges that we do face every day. And one of the first things I hear is, do you have enough people? That's always, do you have enough capacity to handle the amount of work? It's hard to measure the incoming volume. It's a roller coaster, you know? But just to kind of put it in perspective, that my area of responsibility has changed quite a bit, but you know, some areas I gained, some areas I lost, all things being equal. January of 2020, we had 187 technicians in the field located, all the areas that we cover. Then we moved up to January of 21, and let's see, we had a total of bear with me. We're up to right at 200, 203. Okay, January 21, and move up to January of 22, and we're kind of level. And then I just want to kind of let you guys, everyone in this room know, right now we're 404, and we still can't keep up. So we're hiring. You know, we literally, at one point, we would do a class like 3 times a week, or maybe once a quarter, 3 times a year, or maybe once a quarter at best. Now we just hire every month, just continuously, to a point where we hired a full-time internal recruiter that sits in our office and interviews 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Right? Trying to find folks that wants to work, and that can handle the job. So just want to put that out there, to, you know, because I do hear a lot, you know, when 72 hours not bad, hey, get some more people, you know, that's, you know, yeah, I guess that makes sense, you know, but we're trying to get the right people, but our head count's doubled. We're over 400 people now. And we increased our capacity as it relates to the leadership as well. I think back in 19, we had maybe like 5 supervisors managing those areas. Now we're up to hopefully 25 by the end of this month, right? So the growth is there. We see the volume, and we're adding as many people as we can. But I think those partnerships outside of those 2 that I mentioned, there's still a lot of work to be done, right? I still get a lot of phone calls, and to Lewis's point, you know, I still get tickets that says both sides of the street. I still get a ticket that says mark from right away to right away, including all our services, you know, street line to street line. You know, a locator hack would say, hey, where are you going to dig so I can follow your path? Well, I don't know, just mark everything. So, you know, it's our capacity is a little bit wonky because we're marking where there's really no work going on, and then we're getting behind on areas where truly where the work is being done. Especially those folks who do partner and they do go above and beyond and lets us know that, hey, this is exactly where we're digging. So those we feel very confident, feel good about what we mark. Less chance of remark, less chance of having to go back out. But when we're having to just blanket a certain area because certain things are not being told, and we're going to take a risk and say, hey, I think they might dig here. And 50-50, we get it wrong at best. Probably more like 30-70, we get it wrong. But you know, there's a lot of work to be done, a lot of communication, and rushing. Howard Corey, a lot of folks have worked with us to help educate some of the folks out in the field that are holding the tickets. As somebody mentioned on the top of this meeting, a lot of tickets are on autopilot. You know, every 12 days, tickets come in. And the 90% of the job could be done. We just keep autopilot. And the days of, you know, hey, more tickets help you. We don't need any more tickets. More tickets doesn't really help us. You know, so I just want to kind of provide that context. We got a lot of folks out here. 400+ people. And that's not including, we have a class starting Monday with another 30+, and then another 30+ in April. So probably before the end of the year, we may get close to 500. And we're still behind. So, I had a conversation with an excavator up in Durham yesterday on a project where I just implored with this gentleman that, hey, please help us identify what we're digging. And, it really didn't go far, right? So trying to meet that regulatory 72 on a single address ticket, homeowner putting in a ticket, putting in a mailbox, we don't get to it on time, shame on us, right? But when we have these mix of tickets that are leaning more towards long scope, we call it, unless we have that under better control, then you're right. Now we're going to start taking certain risks and say, hey, which contractor, which job is higher risk versus the other, right? So, and we don't want to get to that point. We don't want to go there. There's too much risk associated with that. But again, I just kind of want to share that with you folks. I got Tony Mitchell here. Tony's our area manager that covers pretty much all of Wake County. He also covers Durham as well. But Tony's been with us for over a decade in this market. So work with us, work with you. Of course, we're trying to get out there. Appreciate someone like Carlos being here and this part of this conversation. Hopefully see more of folks where the rubber meets the ground so we can have those conversations for damage prevention. But I think on some of these long scope projects, whether it be from Dominion Energy or other utility companies, we're really trying to partner because even though the utilities do have intent to make sure those tickets are called in properly, but when it goes to a prime and prime goes to a sub and they go 3 tiers down, and now it's just a cluster. Nobody really knows. It's to a point where I get certain tickets out in the coastal areas where it lists like 25 contractors on one ticket. And now I got to figure out who's going to do the work. Where do I even begin calling? Who do I start? So, I think equally as an excavator, there's probably significant amount of challenges that you face out there every day. Trying to prevent damages, trying to meet the deadline, trying to get locates done, trying to do your own locates, right? But we appreciate the partnership. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Just to add on a little bit to that, one of the biggest things we see out here is that everyone believes that their ticket should be before everybody else.
Sure, yeah.
Absolutely. So,
and now Justice has something to say.
I know Justice and I had a conversation.
Now he's got something to say.
But it happens quite a bit where we have contractors calling in multiple tickets. They've already completed the work at several of these, and you call them back in, guess what? We still got to put them on the board. And now our close on time performance is going to be really late, okay? Because we're struggling with the amount of tickets. And I think we can put 700 people here, and it's still going to be the same. It's still going to be, we're going to be behind because that's how many tickets are being called in that probably don't need work, okay? So with that's it. I just wanted to touch on that a little bit.
Okay, thanks, Tony. Dave, you're good? All right. Anybody else online? I saw Robert Memory has joined the group. Robert, do you have anything for the good of the group?
Not just listening in today.
Well, there's no lunch today, so you have to be here next month.
I'm having popcorn today, so there you go.
Okay, so next month when we get together, it's going to be March the 26th. And if Dominion is so gracious to let us use their facility again, we'll be here. All right. And you said USIC was providing lunch? Next month, not this month. So thank you for that, USIC, Robert. All right. Does anybody else have anything for the good of the group? If that, hey, everybody be safe out there and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.